If you suffer from chronic dry eye, you know that using lubricating drops is useless. And there is a way to completely reverse chronic dry eye. There's plenty of research out there. Don't ask me to post it. Don't be lazy. Go to PubMed.com and search the National Institute of Health for Thymosin beta 4 and chronic dry eye, and you'll see several good studies that show that not only is it effective, but it's not dangerous. It doesn't pose any harm to the eye. In fact, I would submit that there are some other benefits that have been untested. For instance, I have a small blemish on my right cornea from injuring my cornea, and it leaves a little cloud. And I believe that over time, using Thymosin beta 4 will actually reverse what is considered a scar on my cornea, because there's a small portion of the peptide, the tail of the peptide, which is about 6 amino acids specifically that have been shown to actually reverse scarring. As you know, Thymosin beta 4 is effective at breaking down fibrotic tissue and reversing fibrotic tissue, which is basically scarring. And this is how it does it. So what I'm going to show you today is how to make your own Thymosin beta 4 eye drops for use, because you won't be able to get this at your doctor. They won't prescribe it for you. Some compounding pharmacies will. I remember TaylorMade, when I first injured my eye, they made me a Thymosin beta 4 eye drop. So what do I have in front of me? I have a 29 gauge insulin syringe. I have a vial of Thymosin beta 4 from Peptide Sciences. I have an empty eye drop bottle from Can-C Eye Drops, which I use regularly. And I have a 3 ml, I think this is a 21 gauge syringe for intramuscular injection. And most importantly, I have saline solution. You don't want to use sterile water for injection or sodium chloride for injection, because they have benzyl alcohol in them, and that will irritate your eye and burn it. This is an isotonic buffered solution. It's just saline. It's used for an irrigation solution to wash your eyes out with. It has a couple mild preservatives in it, but nothing harmful. This is what you want to use. You can get it at Walgreens for a couple dollars a bottle. You're only going to need 5 milliliters of this, because we're using 5 milligrams of Thymosin beta 4. And just so you know, 1 milliliter will put out about 20 drops. And if you do the math for this, we're going to do 50 micrograms per drop. And you're just going to want to do 1 drop per day in each eye or in the affected eye. You don't need more than that, once a day. And so I'm sure you're going to have questions. I'll answer them later. But let's get started. The first thing I have to do is reconstitute my Thymosin beta 4. So for that, I'm going to use the hypodermic 3 ml. And we really don't need a lot to reconstitute it. What I'm going to do is just draw 1 ml out of this bottle. Try not to spill it all over. That's all we need. And you reconstitute. I'm going to pump a little air in there so it's easy to draw out. So we started with 1 ml. We're going to need a total of 5 ml in the eyedropper bottle. Swirl that around. I don't know if you can buy eyedropper bottles on the internet. I know you can buy brand new intranasal bottles, but I figured I would just use this one because I've been using it for a while now and it's empty. Now I'm going to draw it all back out again. So that whole 5 milligrams is going to go right into this bottle. And you want to be careful not to make the hole much bigger than it is. Don't move the needle around once it's in there. Need to drink water. So now we have 5 milligrams of thymosin beta-4 and 1 milliliter of saline. We need 4 more milliliters of saline in there for our math to be correct. There we go. So this time I'm going to pull 3 out. Please don't critique me for the way I'm doing this or give me any suggestions that I should do it differently. You're welcome to do it differently when you do it. I always have a couple people who take issue with the way I do things. Okay, so now I have 4 milliliters of saline in there and 5 milligrams. I need 1 more milliliter of saline. I'm trying not to push this in. I want it to slide in so it doesn't nick any of the plastic. 1 more ml. Come on. Gently, gently. And I would definitely keep this refrigerated. Once it's done. So let me recap. We have 5 milliliters of solution and 5 milligrams or 5,000 micrograms of thymosin beta-4 in here. I would let it sit so that it completely mixes well. And then generally you get 20 drops per milliliter. So there's 100 drops in here at 50 micrograms a drop. All you need is 1 drop per eye, depending on if you're treating one eye or both eyes. And you should start to notice results as far as dry eye going away pretty quickly, like within a week. I actually had someone ask me for some help years ago. I didn't make it for them, but TaylorMade made it for a gal who's a friend of mine on the internet, and they sent it to her, and she said it worked amazingly, but since it was not approved, her doctor would not prescribe it for her, which is just silly. I mean, it's a peptide. It's something that's made naturally in the body. I predict it's going to affect cataracts too. I really do. I'm going to do some more research on the cataract side. When the crystalline lens becomes hard, it develops fibrotic tissue. And thymosin beta-4 will reverse fibrotic tissue. So I'm willing to bet that this will also have an effect on cataract. If you have questions, post them below. This video should appear on every platform that I'm on. But give this a try and go.